All right, so get this. We're diving into a story today that sounds like something straight out of a spy thriller. But it's all too real. We're talking exploding pagers in Lebanon. You've probably seen the headlines, Hezbollah's security breach, Israel's new weapon. But we're going beyond the headlines today. We've got reports from Al Jazeera, AP News, The Guardian, and even the New York Times. And trust me, piecing this puzzle together is going to be wild. So picture this. You're in Beirut just going about your day, and suddenly hundreds, maybe even thousands of pagers start exploding.
Not just random pagers either.
No.
These were specifically designed for secure communication used by Hezbollah.
Right, and it gets even wilder. These weren't just any pagers. They were supposed to be Hezbollah's failsafe. They even stopped their fighters from using cell phones because those signals could be tracked.
Yeah, because those can be tracked easily.
Yeah, exactly. But these pagers designed to work even during Lebanon's frequent blackouts were supposed to be untouchable.
And that's what makes this so chilling. You know, it demonstrates a level of infiltration and technological capability that has sent shockwaves through the intelligence community. This wasn't just about disrupting communication. It was about showcasing a terrifying new capacity for disruption.
Okay, so we've got this massive attack, but the reports from Al Jazeera paint a horrifying picture of the aftermath. Hospitals in Beirut were absolutely swamped with thousands of people injured by the explosions. Burns, shrapnel wounds, you name it. One doctor described it as a scene straight out of a war zone.
And that's precisely the point. This wasn't about inflicting mass casualties in the traditional sense. It was a calculated act of psychological warfare designed to sow fear and uncertainty, to make people question their safety even in the most mundane situations. Imagine the chilling effect this will have. Can you ever trust a simple device again?
It's like something out of a nightmare.
Right.
And it has everyone asking who would orchestrate something like this, and perhaps even more unsettling, how did they manage to pull it off?
Well, multiple sources, including intelligence officials quoted in The Guardian and The New York Times, seem to agree on one thing. All signs point to Israel's spy agency, Mossad.
Mossad, yeah.
Yeah.
For those unfamiliar, it's like the CIA of Israel,
Yeah.
but with a reputation for being even more secretive and, let's just say, effective. They've been linked to some pretty audacious operations in the past.
Yeah. This one would certainly fit the bill if it turns out to be them.
Right.
I mean, think about it. To pull this off, they wouldn't just need to intercept the pagers. They'd need to somehow tamper with them, potentially during the manufacturing or shipping process.
And that's where the details get really mind-blowing. The New York Times actually traced the journey of these pagers from start to finish, and it reads like a spy novel. It all started with a company in Taiwan called Gold Apollo, who designed and manufactured the pagers. But here's the thing. Gold Apollo claims they had no idea their pagers were ending up in the hands of Hezbollah.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the plot thickens.
Right.
According to our sources, Gold Apollo licensed their brand to a Hungarian company called BAC Consulting, who were responsible for manufacturing and distributing the pagers within Europe. Now, how those pagers ended up in Lebanon is a question that has investigators baffled.
So we've got this Hungarian connection, but it gets even more complicated. The U.S., a close ally of Israel, is saying they had no prior knowledge of this operation. I mean, can you believe that?
It certainly raised some eyebrows, to say the least.
Yeah.
Because if Israel did indeed orchestrate this attack without informing the U.S., it could signal a major shift in their relationship and could have serious implications for the region's stability.
It's like a giant game of chess.
Yeah.
And we're all trying to figure out the next move. But putting the political intrigue aside for a moment, what's really striking is the level of sophistication involved. Tampering with thousands of pagers, ensuring they end up in the right hands, and executing an attack on such a scale, it's almost unfathomable.
Exactly, and that's what makes this incident so significant. It highlights a disturbing trend towards increasingly sophisticated and deniable forms of warfare. We're talking about a level of technological prowess and operational secrecy that was once the stuff of fiction, but is now a very real and very dangerous reality.
So we've established that this attack was likely carried out by Israel, potentially without the knowledge of their closest ally, and that it required an incredible amount of planning and technological know-how. But the question remains, why go to such lengths? What does Israel stand to gain from all of this?
Well, it's all about disruption, but on a whole new level. Remember we were talking about those pagers being Hezbollah's secure line, their way to operate under the radar? Right. This attack cuts right to the heart of that. It's a major blow to Hezbollah's operational security, and it sends a message. No communication system is foolproof. Imagine the paranoia this will create. Who do you trust when even the most basic tools can be turned against you?
Yeah, it's psychological warfare at its finest. And it seems to be working. Our sources at The Guardian are reporting that Hezbollah is in complete disarray. They've had to scramble to replace their communication systems, and there's a real sense of fear and distrust within the organization. This attack has really exposed a vulnerability they didn't even know they had.
And it goes beyond just Hezbollah. This incident has sent a ripple of anxiety through organizations and governments around the world. If Israel is capable of infiltrating and disrupting communication systems at this level, it makes you wonder, right, about the vulnerability of our own infrastructure and intelligence networks.
It's true. So we're not just talking about a tactical victory here. This attack could have long-term strategic implications for the balance of power in the region and beyond.
Without a doubt, this incident has forced everyone to reevaluate the very nature of warfare in the 21st century. The battlefield isn't confined to a physical space anymore. It's in the networks, the supply chains, the very devices we use every day.
So what began with those exploding pagers in Beirut has opened up a Pandora's box of questions about espionage technology and the future of conflict. Honestly, it's pretty unsettling.
It is. It's a stark reminder that in this new era of warfare, the most dangerous weapons aren't necessarily the ones that go boom. They're the ones that make you question everything you thought you knew and everyone you thought you could trust.
Well, that's a chilling thought to end on, but it's clear this is a story that's far from over. The ramifications of this attack will continue to unfold for months, if not years to come. Here at the Deep Dive, we'll be watching closely as the situation develops, and we'll be back to unpack any new information as it emerges. For now, keep those questions coming, deep divers, and remember, sometimes the most unassuming objects can hold the key to understanding the most complex global events.